In the last week, my partner and I have made the decision that we're going to pack up our lives for the next 3 months from July, and we are going to be spending it in Asia with our two sons, who are 2 and 1 respectively. And in this video, I want to talk about why we're doing this, what we're looking to get out of it, why now feels like the right time, and some of the deeper stuff behind it all. So sit tight and let's dive in. There's plenty of different places that I could start with this, but probably the biggest one and the most significant one is that it's been a really big 18 months as we head towards the middle of 2026. Across the last 18 months, I've become a dad for the second time. So we've had a toddler and a baby, and now we've kind of got 2 toddlers. We've been managing some health concerns for my mum, which is in a good place now, but it's been a journey. I sadly lost my granddad, went on a health journey and lost nearly 40 pounds. And through all this, decided to aggressively restructure the business for the next season after doing pretty much one thing for the last 6-7 years. And so the last 18 months have been a lot. There's been a lot of change. There's been a lot of good. There's been a lot of challenges. And as we head towards the middle of 2026, I can feel the effects of the last 18 months really building within me. I haven't been the same in terms of being able to sit down and really, really focus and have that absolute dialed in clarity that you really need to play this game at the highest level. Been some moments recently where I've just been with the kids, or I've even just heard a song and it's just caused me to tear up. And so I feel like I'm kind of at a bit of a limit in terms of the stuff that I've been through over the last 18 months. And so it presents, I think, as a really good opportunity to just not fully tools down for a while, because I'll still be doing some work and I've got some really interesting projects on the go that I'm really excited about, but just change it up, mix it up, and see what a new environment can present. Change up the day-to-day routine, some new surroundings, new food, new smells, new experiences with the kids, and just really try and slow down and reflect on the last 18 months and almost put a close on that season, and then welcome in a new one in a different location. So that's a big reason for it, is kind of the compounding of lots of different things over the last 18 months. And I think some change will be good. The next one is, it's probably been the longest period, at least since probably around my mid-20s, that I've gone without some kind of significant shift or change in environment or location. And I think that's building up on me a little bit as well. Obviously, in the last couple of years, I've gone from not being a dad to having 2 little boys, but that presents a lot of, change in itself, but environmentally have been in the same place for the last 6 years now. And so just keen for a shift of environments, at least for a little while, after a prolonged period of being in the same location. And I think as an extension of that as well, when I look at moves that I've made, risks that I've taken, changing up my environment has always led to really good stuff, be that in the business or in personal life. And so, I try and pay attention to these things that have served me really well, and why not do more of them, right? If fundamentally that change has brought about, new levels, new connections, new business ideas, new friendships, all these different things, why would I not continue to make those moves? I think the other reason too is when you become a parent, it's very easy to get comfortable, and it's very easy to say, oh, we'll do that, when the kids are a little bit older, we will wait. And I don't really like that thinking. In fact, I really, really don't like it. I don't like putting life on hold. Is it more challenging than when you don't have kids? Yeah, probably, but it's just different, right? And so we're excited to take on that challenge of going as a family and being able to share that experience with them. And I think that's going to be amazing. I said to Liana, I was like, look, I don't think there's any way that you and I get to 70 years old and are sitting on the couch on a Friday and we regret taking that time and taking that trip together while they're this age, while they're all about being with their parents, because I know that time just absolutely disappears really, really fast. Another reason I want to shake things up is I'm really exploring what's the next kind of big thing for me. I've got different projects on the go and different partnerships, and I've got this brand, where I talk about the kind of overall model that I use. But I feel like I'm heading into a season where there's room and space for something new and something big after doing the same thing for an extended period of time. The last 18 months has really been a transition and a restructure, putting certain things in place and giving them autonomy and giving the brand kind of a blank slate as well. And so it feels like as I kind of come to the end of this 18-month period, there's space for something new and there's space for something bigger. And that may be a new offer, that may be a new business, it may be a new partnership, it may be a new target audience. I don't know exactly what it is, but I think changing up sceneries and changing up environments is a really, really powerful way to get you to think differently and have different conversations and see different things in a different perspective that could just unlock an idea that I may not access by going about the same routine over and over and over again. And so that's something on my mind as I head into this next season. And I think the change in scenery will really help to serve that. We've also started to kind of outgrow our existing space. We've been in an apartment for the last little while. It's a bigger apartment, but it's very different with two people and then one toddler and then one toddler and a baby and now two toddlers. And so that environment has probably served its purpose up until this point. And so we were looking at making a change in terms of our home anyway. And so we figured, may as well take this opportunity to go and explore with the kids, because ultimately we're probably going to end up back in the same place anyway. So, why not go on this journey together at this point, and also use it as a vehicle to figure out what we want our lifestyle to look like. Do we want to be in one location? Do we want to move around and become a little bit more nomadic? How does that work with kids? What type of house do we want? We've been in an apartment for a really, really long time living on the beach, but kids and space is great. We've even been potentially talking about moving out to the hinterland or moving down to Tasmania where we can get more land and have more space there. And we're also, deep in the reflection process around, are we going to send the kids into the traditional schooling path, or are we going to do something different there? I find myself leaning more and more towards sending them down a different path. And so going and exploring and having time to sit and think through these things and talk through them with Liana. I'm going to spend a big chunk of the time in Bali, so we'll be able to have a lot more help around the house that will give Liana and I more time together and more time with the kids than, we already spend a lot of time with them, but it just unlocks even more in terms of the convenience culture that's in place there. And so there's all these things on the go, and it's all kind of come together at this point in time where it feels like the right opportunity to go and explore and go on this journey, while equally giving us space, stimulus, capacity to reflect on where this next season is really, really heading. So I just wanted to film a quick video and share that. I'm of the big view that we're all going to die, right? Like it's not a view of mine, it's a fact, but we lose sight of this, and it's very easy to forget that we only get one go at this. And so when you get these opportunities, I think give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? I remember my sister said that to me when I was planning to move to New York when I was younger, and she said, what's the worst that can happen? You're going to end up back in the same place anyway. So go give it a go. All right. So just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully, one person might be thinking about this and it gives them the nudge to go and do something different, do something a little bit crazy, do something that you've been thinking about. And I think it'll serve you well. Cheers.